and to just share our love for the hobby, not only just the financial side of it, but what it's really about.
Welcome back, everyone, to another Slab Stocks FC episode. My name is Aaron, your host, and today we are joined by Raw Mints. This is Carlos from Raw Mints. Go follow them on Instagram. They do some unbelievable graphic design work involved with sports cards and soccer cards, of course, and many other things. And it's really a joy to follow their page and see their in-depth posts. So, Carlos, thanks for joining me. Just give a little info about yourself and how you got into soccer cards.
Thanks for having me, Aaron. I appreciate it. We as far as soccer cards go, I've been following soccer pretty much my whole life, just watching the World Cup every 4 years as a kid. And then FIFA actually got me into the other side of soccer, like all the leagues and whatnot, in 2013, I guess you could say. And so I've been following soccer for a very long time. And my co-owner, Bruce, who's not here today, he was actually on his honeymoon in Rome earlier this year, and he had texted me while he was there and asked if I'd ever be interested in getting into soccer cards, because we've been doing other sports as well. And I was like, I'm in, dude. Immediately, I was like, I'm in. I know exactly what I'm doing. So I was all in from there.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And so you started in basketball cards then, correct, if I remember?
Yeah, well, Bruce actually has been collecting his whole life. And I've been joining him at shows the past couple of years, just kind of hanging out, not really collecting yet. And then last December, he had told me how much he made in sales in like the 4-hour show. And I was like, what? And that's kind of what sparked me to get involved as well. But yeah, I started off on basketball, and but he had been collecting baseball and whatnot, all other sports his whole life pretty much.
That's awesome. So what did you jump into to start when it came to soccer? What really got your attention? Do you look at cards based on their design and everything, or are you more of a, by the book, like rookie cards and first sets and stuff like that? Or what's your process when it comes to soccer cards buying and collecting?
Well, when it comes to soccer, I think it's very different from the other sports. I feel like one, it's really hard to figure out really what card is their rookie card, if it's their rookie sticker or rookie card. So that kind of, having to do a lot of research into that takes a lot of time, because there aren't as many products as other sports. But when it comes to soccer, you just never know. There's, different releases in different countries. But kind of the process that I had was, I like the players that I like, and I kind of went after them, whatever cards they had, whatever cards were available. I think it kind of helped to appreciate the different designs of cards as well, because it's so hard to figure out which cards their rookie cards. So a lot of times I'd be picking up cards and it's not even their rookie card, but it's still a great design. But yeah, our process is really focused on rookies, or at least rookie first year, second year, and then kind of going from there.
Yeah. What's your favorite product out there currently for soccer? Which one are you, what do you say is your favorite?
Well, I mean, obviously World Cup Prism. I really like the designs on that. The photography on those cards is really crisp. That's one of our favorites. But my personal favorite, and I think Bruce would agree, would be the Topps Chrome release. So starting in 2017, those cards are super clean. They're super tough grades because the surfaces are so, they can get messed up real easy.
Yeah, that is terrible grading those things.
Yeah, for sure. But the refractors of Topps Chrome, I think those are second to none. I personally think that they're better than silvers and Panini, to be honest.
I would totally agree. And, myself being I was a big Topps Chrome football collector back in the day and was really into the basketball too. So I love that there's current soccer Topps Chrome releases gives another option other than Topps Chrome baseball, which has been around for forever. Are you looking forward to that new Champions League set coming out? I feel like we've been waiting for forever. I think it was supposed to come out in June to start, and it's been pushed back ever since. I know Bundesliga released a while ago, but that was the same design as the 2019 or 2018 Topps Chrome Champions League set. You excited for that new Champions League set coming?
I'm always excited for new Champions League, man. Always, I'm excited to see, what cards, who's in the set, because it's not like other sports where sometimes you just miss players weren't, either popular or they just weren't involved in the release. So there's a couple players that I'm kind of waiting on for sure to pick up. I know it's going to be the prices are going to be through the roof. So,
Yeah.
but I'm looking forward to see what it
Especially
looks like.
especially given the past Champions League sets now, those things are so expensive. I remember when boxes were like $50 or 2018
Hmm.
Champions League. Can't even sniff them for under 500 plus now. So
Exactly.
definitely going to be an exciting release. Hopefully, Ansu Fati and Erling Haaland get cards. I'm not sure if Haaland will get a card with the Bundesliga. I think that will be the most interesting thing to watch if he does have two different cards.
Yeah.
Probably in the Salzburg shirt, given that he debuted with Champions League with them. But it'll
Yep.
be interesting to see for sure. Um, what so when it comes to buying and selling, like what's your perspective on buying and selling? Are you mostly collecting? I saw that you had a Stadium Club Rashford rookie. That's a cool card because I think that's one that people don't necessarily think about when it comes to Rashford. I think everyone's like select 2016, 2018 World Cup Prism. Like what's your strategy? Is a lot of collecting, a lot of buying to flip in the future, a lot of long-term holding?
Well, our main strategy really when it comes to soccer, again, it's very different from the other sports. Um, I think you kind of have to, it does help to have some prior knowledge to players and clubs versus country. But our strategy really when it comes to collecting is when we first started, we were, like you said, you could find, Topps Chrome boxes, hobby boxes for 50, $60, even select 2016, and those were, I remember they were like 70 something. Now they're like $600 a hobby box.
Yeah. Hmm.
But our strategy at first, when it was still reasonably priced, was picking up hobby boxes, just trying our luck, as well as getting involved in breaks. Soccer Breakers FC, they really not only taught us a lot on what to look for in products, but we before the prices all went up, we were getting involved, in those breaks for next to nothing and getting some really good hits. And another strategy we had is picking up complete sets of different products. Like I think we picked up about 36 complete 1 through 100 sets of 2018 Topps MLS. We picked up about 5 Panini 2015 select sets. Those were going for like $40 a pop, maybe even cheaper. Um, and just picking up all those sets because we knew, one, that's the first select release, so that's going to be pretty sought after, especially with Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. But also just trying our luck, holding them, going through them, picking out all the ones to grade, and then holding the rest. And whenever people caught on and realized, oh, soccer is exploding, we were already locked and loaded. But you'll find just the other day, for example, with those 36 sets of 2018 Topps MLS with the Alphonso Davies rookies, true rookies, Tyler Adams is also in that set as well. So we
Yeah,
had no idea at the time. We just got them pretty much at $6 a pop per set,
that's
not
crazy.
even realizing that also Tyler Adams' rookie card was in there as well. So we were pretty stoked about that.
That's awesome. That's so sweet. Have you checked out the new Bowman MLS release?
You know, I've looked into it a little bit. I personally don't watch MLS, like if I'm being
Mhm.
honest. I root for the players that I know, like Weston McKennie, the people that are going to make that jump to European soccer. I just feel like a lot of the talent is overseas, and it's just a little bit more
Yeah,
exciting. But I
I
did see
totally
that
agree.
moment race is cool.
Yeah, it was like an on-demand set, and I think that they're selling like $35 per box, which is really just like one pack, I believe, inside of it.
Yeah.
I honestly have never even heard of this guy. I don't follow MLS either at all. But the Aronson guy, Aronson, or whatever,
Hmm.
he's supposed to be going to Europe, I hear, pretty soon. Um,
Nice.
and he's also ranked like the top MLS player under 22. But his base rookies were selling for like $50 out of that Bowman MLS set. So there's some cards in there that are good to hit. But in general, I think like you were saying, Europe is where it is with soccer. Obviously, I mean everyone knows that, but maybe there's some stuff that can come out of there, like a Davies rookie in the future. Not Davies, obviously, but a player like him that
Hmm.
goes and shines overseas. I guess that's really what would make a set, valuable. Sweet. So, talk to me a little bit about Raw Mints now. It's not very often I get content creators on here. I've had a few on here, but I'm really intrigued to hear why you guys started it. What was your process? What's your goal? I know that your guys' slogan is the new wax perspective, and I think that's an awesome little slogan motto to go with. And I think that you guys really bring a fresh look to it. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, exactly. The new wax perspective really is just kind of our kind of idea behind our presence on social. We focus mainly on Instagram. We recently just started Facebook to start sharing our events, but really Instagram is where we want to showcase our work. Our overall goal at the beginning really was to just showcase our cards, showcase our PC, cards that we really are excited about, or cards we've been holding, or cards that we have that aren't popular yet that we know are going to be in the future. It really just came down to that. And another one of our goals really was to help other collectors out in any sense of the word. If anybody had questions about how to get into the hobby, if anybody had questions on pricing, or we'd have people that would send us messages asking, I can't find this on eBay. Like, what do you think the value is? And, we'd do our research and try to help them out. Another thing too is just kind of mirroring a little bit of what Slab Stocks does, but with a different way of kind of giving information, tidbits of info as far as the market goes on prices on each different sport. We select a different rookie card or sometimes a non-rookie card each week to kind of show where the sale's at today or the previous weekend to 4 weekends ago, so about a month ago, just to kind of see how the market's trending on those cards. We also like to just get engaged and get involved and just kind of be a resource for other collectors within the hobby. Like that's really our main goal, and to just share our love for the hobby, not only just the financial side of it, but what it's really about. Our hits and our breaks and everything. Just kind of showing what we're doing, and if we can help anybody out at the same time, that's really our goal.
Yeah, be involved is what it's all about, right? It's so much
Mm-hmm.
fun. Thanks for sharing that. That's really cool.
For sure.
For those that don't know, I'm going to show it on the screen. I'll probably show it before this too, but they do this really cool thing where they have about 3 posts per player when he's talking about covering them on the weekend, and it spans over 3 different posts. And then if you look at their overall gallery on Instagram, you see a really, really cool overview of what they're looking at. And it's a really cool way to showcase that. I've never done anything like that on Instagram with doing 3 posts all together. I'm not that graphically savvy or sound or anything, but really cool. I really appreciate that. And they do give great information in them, like, just quick hitters. Like I was just reading your Marcus Rashford post before this, talking about his shots this season, his goals, all this other stuff. And it's a really cool way to get to know the players, the cards at the same time, and it really ties a lot of it together. Um, Going off the fact of how involved you want to be in, I really love hearing that you're in it to help others. It's really why we're here too, is to help others get involved, make sports cards accessible to everyone. Are you planning on going to the 2021 National in Chicago? Do you have the ability to?
I mean, we would love to do that. We have been talking about that since I got involved, and Bruce has always been wanting to go to that convention. I mean, it's the mecca of sports cards, and Chicago is it's a great city, especially at the time. Like that's something that is hopefully a goal that we'll be able to accomplish next year. Hopefully, if everything's kind of back to somewhat normal, like that was something we'd love to do for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, this will now be my 5th national, I think, second setting up. So would love to have you swing by booth 695 if you remember that.
95.
You'll
Nice,
find us, I'm sure.
for
But
sure.
speaking of shows, I saw. Did you guys run your own show or try to set something up during COVID? Because that would be was that hard to do?
So actually, this is going to be our first show, or we're going to try to do it monthly. There's a few other collectors and dealers that do monthly shows here in Arizona. They haven't been really because of COVID, understandably. But one of our really good friends, he actually owns a burger shop called Nerd Burger here in Gilbert, Arizona, and he's a really big collector head too. So he's got a lot of really good baseball cards. And we just kind of came up with the idea, like, why don't we host a show, even if it's a small gathering, kind of try to get other dealers involved that are in our circle, just to hopefully help them out financially, with these tough times. But also just to kind of get back into the swing of what people have, and getting people back into some normalcy when it comes to the hobby. But yeah, that's something we're going to be doing once a month going forward for sure at Nerdburger in Gilbert.
Awesome. That's really cool. Congrats on that. Really good
Thank
to
you.
hear that. What's the Champions League been like for you with selling soccer cards? You've been dabbling in selling after some big games with Marcus Rashford, maybe, or some of these other players out there.
You know, it really just depends on I again, it's very different from other sports, I think. I think that as far as rookies go, in Champions League and Bundesliga, in Premier League, um, they've kind of been known that they're going to be good. It's just a moment to where they flash, they make those big plays, or they make a hat trick or three assists like Gio Reyna did. Really, we just kind of just get involved. I mean, I watch a lot of soccer, so I know what's happening because I've been watching it, and I'll go into my boxes and kind of find that hot player if it's somebody that I don't personally feel like I need to hold, and list a couple of their cards. It really just depends. I feel like the U.S. market is going to be where it's at when it comes to soccer cards. So you got Sergino Dest, you got Gio Reyna, which is one of our favorite players. You got Tyler Adams, you got all of these players, that Weston McKennie, Tim Weah, Josh Sargent, all these players that I think are going to really provide that boost that the U.S. men's national team needs to get back on top. And I feel like those players are the ones that we're going to be watching most to see their cards, because we picked up a lot of their cards, that's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely know that. Like, as people were starting to jump into soccer cards in America, is really like U.S. men's national team. Where can I go? What can I find? That's awesome. What are some of your favorite U.S. men's national team's cards that you have?
So I actually have these prepared. The Gio Reyna Tops BVB curated set. This is our
Yeah,
guy. Also, the Holland rookie is in that set too. Let's see here. We got Josh Sargent, Optic Hollows. I feel like
nice.
Optic is pretty slept on, and I think that if you can, I suggest picking up as much Optic and Optic Hollow as you can.
Yeah,
Um,
totally
and
agree.
but yeah, those are the men's players that we like. Those are the cards that we like. We also obviously, like I mentioned earlier, that tops 2018 Alfonso Davies, that mezzanine level Rashford. Uh,
Awesome.
this guy too. He's
What do you
This is
got
one
there?
of his few cards. Hakeem Ziyech. He
Yeah,
plays for
I knew that.
Chelsea. This guy, he doesn't have many cards. Like, this is one of his first Panini product cards. I think this is actually his first Panini card. But this guy's really good, man. Like, he just came off of injury for Chelsea, and he's going to be doing a lot of big things, I think.
That's awesome. Congrats on those. What is one or two things that you would say to someone that's maybe on the fence of jumping into soccer or trying to understand how to before they actually make the leap? Like, what, anything you can provide for people for some assistance in the sport?
Yeah, I think if I could offer some advice, it would be, don't focus on Ronaldo. Don't focus on Messi. Don't focus on Mbappe. Focus on everybody. There's so many other players out there that you can really dive into, that you could still get at a pretty reasonably price. My suggestion, like just from speaking experience of getting into the hobby with soccer, is doing research. Go to cardboardconnection.com is your best friend. Like, do research. Like, you can literally type in a player and it'll give you all of their releases, that Cardboard Connection has available online. And just doing a lot of research. But most importantly, like, if you're a fan of soccer and if you're just getting into it like I did because I knew it, just collect who you like, collect who your favorite players are. If you're getting into it for a financial aspect, like I said, stay away from the big three, because you're going to be spending a lot of money, and you might not get that return because it's so high right now. I mean, there's still a lot of potential. You know what I mean? Messi, Ronaldo, say what you will, call them Michael Jordans, eventually. But I mean, if you're getting into it right now and you don't want to spend a whole lot of money, focus on the other awesome, top-notch players underneath those three guys.
Yeah, definitely a lot of reasonable stuff in soccer. I'm glad that the prices have leveled off for more people to start to get back into it versus having to, pay out of the wazoo to get into the market. But like you're saying, yeah, very competitive landscape when it comes to Messi, Ronaldo, and Mbappe, and it's stayed that way for a long time now. So, like we always say here, like Carlos was saying, do your research, make sure to understand what you're getting into. Different sets, like you said, Cardboard Connection. It's one of my favorite websites still. can never, learn too much about sets and the checklist and everything. And also when it comes to checklists like Chronicles, you really have to look that up because Chronicles is such a massive set. There's so many different subsets in that thing.
For
But
sure.
awesome, Carlos. Thanks so much for joining me here on Slabstocks FC. Everyone go follow Carlos and Rob Mintz and his partner Bruce. It's a place to be if you're looking for really nicely designed posts, probably more nicely designed than ours. So actually for sure, not just a probably, but
Thanks, man.
yeah, for sure. Thanks so much, Carlos. And thank you all for watching Slabstocks FC. I will see you guys next week.
For sure. Take care, Aaron. Thanks for having us.
See ya.